Hey everyone back at home, it's Jake Reed. I didn't really have time to write anything for my blog this week, and I really want to start getting back into it. I know some people have thought that maybe I got eaten by a grizzly bear or something like that, so I thought I'd just let you know, no, I'm still alive, I'm still kicking, I'm still teaching, hanging in there. I was also talking with my brother last week about how things were going on back at home, and he was telling me about how on my blog I need to start posting more more Alaskan things. So I took his advice, but I didn't really know what I was going to do since there's a lot of Alaskan things to do. And sort of out of nowhere, I was at the school one night, or right after school, and one of the ladies from the village came into my classroom and asked me to help her out with college papers that she's writing. She has to write a college paper like every other week, and she asked me if I could help her because obviously she really struggles with the English language. So I helped her out with one paper, and the next time I saw her, she gave me these two delights here. And I know I have a lot of foodies in my family, so I thought I'd tell you what exactly these are, because these are, when she gave me these, I got really excited because these are two staples here in Eek that people love snacking on and eating, and they're super delicious. And I just thought I'd show you what they are. So the first one I'm going to show you is this one right here. This is dried salmon. Or this is the Alaska version, or Bush Alaska version of fish sticks. So when you say fish sticks, this is what they hear, and it's literally just. Let me show you a really good piece. Yeah, this one right here. So the red part is the meat of the salmon that they just sort of cut into strips, right off the skin, and they actually keep it on the skin. They descale it some, but they keep it on the skin so that the meat stays intact. And pretty much how you eat this is you just sort of bite into it. That's tasty. And all it is just smoked. That's all they do to it. I mean, that's pretty much. I've tried salted salmon before. I didn't quite care for it. I like smoked salmon. This is like the bomb. So this is like their version of chips up here. When they want a snack, this is what they grab out of the freezer. And they just eat it. That is tasty. The only thing I don't like about this snack is your hands get really oily from the salmon. My roommate and I were snacking on these the other day, and we were like, we're going to eat this all day. It's so good. Of course, if you're not a big fan of fish, don't bother coming up to Bush, Alaska. Because this is all they got. This is like their main staple. I mean, sure, they got other things like caribou and moose, but this is it. This is what a lot of them eat day in, day out. God. It's like a little bit of saltiness with the smokiness. And then the meat of the salmon just works really well. It's so good. Okay. I'll finish that later. So, always have paper towels nearby. Because it's really oily. Alright. The next thing I'm going to show you is, so we'll put that right over there, some of this stuff right here. This, I've talked about this on my blog before, especially the one after I was done talking about the berry picking, because a lot of people were asking me, well, what do they do with the berries other than just eat them? And this is actually the main dish that they use with the berries. This is a dessert called Akutak. Akutak, and that is you pick. It literally translates into English as everything mixed together, and that's pretty much what it is. It's everything mixed together. So I'm gonna bring it out. There are 4 different types of berries up here in Bush, Alaska. Well, 5 if you count some of them. But in here is, in this Akutak we have, so let me see if I can do a good job of showing you. We have these little blackberries, which they call blackberries, or they're also called crowberries. There are some blueberries in here, it looks like, and then there are, I don't know if there's one in here, a good one that I can show you, because they sort of get mashed up. There's one berry in here that's really, really good up here. And they call it salmon berry. And it's like if you can think of like a bigger raspberry, but orange. That's a salmon berry. And it's very sweet. What else is in here? They have the blueberries, the crowberries, the salmon berries. There's some cranberries in here. Cranberries are everywhere. And I think she also put maraschino cherries in here. So the main ingredients of Akutak are pretty much any kind of berries you have laying around the house. And this is the part that people don't really like is Crisco. Yeah, like the baking shortening. The crunching you're hearing is the seeds. The main ingredients are berries, Crisco, and sugar. And how they do it is you put the berries into a bowl, and you get the Crisco, or actually no, you put the Crisco in a bowl, and you whip it. I've done it before. It takes a really long time to whip Crisco, and it takes a lot of manpower. But you whip the Crisco until it's just really nice and fluffy, and you dump the sugar into it. You dump a ton of sugar into it, and you just whip it really hard until the sugar dissolves into the Crisco. And then you put your whipping utensil aside, and you take your hands and you dump the berries in, and you just mix it all together. And that's how you make Akutak. Of course, they didn't always use Crisco. When they have it available, or the traditional recipe uses animal fat, like moose fat or seal fat. Usually some kind of animal fat that they whip up and mix it with sweeteners and berries. But it's tasty. Obviously, the sugar adds a lot of sweetness to it. And the cranberry adds a tartness to it. The only thing, like, I like Akutak, don't get me wrong. I get really excited for it. I only eat a little bit, though, because the whole thing about the main ingredient being Crisco kind of plays in my head. And 2, it leaves a nice film in your mouth where you sort of have to go drink some kind of hot beverage to sort of dissolve it. But it is really tasty. This is probably the best Akutak I've had, because it has all the different kinds of berries in it. I don't think I've ever had salmon berries in it. But yeah, this is a traditional dessert here in Bush, Alaska, over at Eek, and it's pretty tasty. So minus the seeds, I think the salmon berry adds a lot of seeds to it, but that's okay. Well, thanks for tuning in my blog. Sorry I didn't have any more of this stuff, but from now on, I'm hoping to have something every week, a video or something written up where something more Alaskan and sharing my thoughts about the culture around here. So I hope everybody's doing well at home. Love you guys. And, well, I'll see you next week.